going thrifting today, so I figured I would show you what's in my bag for a daytime outing. Let me give you my outfit details. I'm gonna have brunch with my brother first, so I need to make sure that I look cute and put together for that, but I still need to be comfortable and have on good shoes because thrifting takes time. Anyway, today I'm wearing a seamless bodysuit from Abercrombie & Fitch. You can catch these on sale throughout the year. That's the only time I buy them, is when they go on sale. I think they're around like $75 or so, but when you catch the sales, you can get them for like $20, $20 to $25, I think, depending on like the cut and the sleeve length. They're super comfortable. I was worried about them at first because I am 5'9", so I'm on the taller side, but they're very comfortable. I wear a size small. And the crotch part that goes between your legs, it is like a thong style. So I was nervous that it was going to be too tight, and it's not. So these are actually really comfortable, and I love the way they look. They're very simple, so they're easy to style. Up next, my pants. Let me see if I can show you here. My pants are actually from Forever 21 from like 7 years ago, if you can believe this. So I'm not against buying from, you know, some of these stores that are fast fashion, as long as you know you're going to keep them for a while. And that's the problem now, especially with the quality. Nobody really makes quality garments the way they used to. It's hard to find it now, but these are for Forever 21 quite a while ago, and I get questions and compliments about them every time I wear them, I think, because it's just a little bit of a unique design. They're high-waisted, they have buttons along the side and here. This gives me like nautical, like sailor type vibes. I just remember like when I was younger, I had like some sailor shorts and they had this same little square piece with the buttons. They're wide leg trousers. I'm sure you can find something similar these days. I usually layer on my jewelry, so I have several dainty pieces on, but I kind of tend to stack and mix and match. So you can see that. And for my shoes, I don't have them on since I'm in the house, but for my shoes, I have the Salomon XT Pathways. It matches my top almost perfectly. And then of course, I'm gonna layer on my long black leather coat because it's cold outside. And the bag of choice is my Speedy 40, brand new to me. I finally bit the bullet. I went ahead and bought the Speedy 40. And I had been looking for this bag for like a year and a half. And not really actively looking for it, but I knew that I wanted to go ahead and get one just because I had a feeling that they would be coming back, into style. And I knew they were discontinuing, or maybe already had at the time, discontinued the size 40. On the Louis Vuitton site, I would see that they would have the 35s and then the 45s. And I was like, where's the 40? Because of course, the one that I would want would be the one that's discontinued. I know everybody says that like the 30 is the perfect size. I have a 25 and that one is really small. I have long fingers, so my hands are kind of big. And just getting in and out of the bag isn't the most comfortable situation. So I said, if I get another one, I would skip up to maybe like the 35. But I started watching reviews and size comparisons, and I saw that like the 35 and the 40 had a substantial amount of difference between the two. And I figured I would go with the 40 because it's almost big enough to be like an overnight duffel bag, but because I'm taller, it doesn't look that big. So I can fit a lot of stuff in here. It's very similar to my Longchamp bag size that I actually do travel with. So, and honestly, this is like my new favorite way to carry it. I don't know why, but I think this is so cute, especially with some wide leg trousers. Just because it's more slouchy. You know, I love a slouch, and oversized, and it just seems so effortless. Anyway, so of course, you know, I get on Fashion File to start watching for a size 40, and I saw several 35s, I think 30 and 35s. I saw several of them listed at decent prices in decent conditions. I did want mine to be vintage, so I was looking around like 1993. I noticed that all the 1992s did not have the Louis Vuitton Paris here on the side tab, but I believe it was 93 and on that did. So I found a 92 and I think even a 91 that were like in great condition, and they were listed as good on the site, but I know that usually good in the Louis Vuitton canvas with the vachetta is like pretty decent. So I was okay with that. And the price, I think they were $535 to $555. Two of them were $555, one was $535. I watched them for a while, and at the last minute, I decided to change my mind to the 40. So there were two size 40s that were in very good condition, and they were at $555. And only one them was a 1993. So it had what I wanted. It had the logo on the side and it looked like it was in excellent condition, but the edges, the little tabs on the side were curled. Well, they were listed as curled and you could see that they were curled. I went ahead and bought it for $5.55. And when it arrived, the edges didn't look that curled to me. If you could see, they do stick out, but usually there's more of a curling to them. If you could see it against my shirt, they're not that curled for this to be a bag that's like 20 years old. Wait, no, 30 years old. Oh my gosh, 30 years old. This bag is 30 years old. And look at that. And this tab is the one I'm usually worried about because it's always like cracked or bent or not even there anymore. So I was really glad to see that this was still there. So the edges weren't curled as bad as I thought. And the handles, I feel like whoever owned this definitely wore a twilly or some type of scarf or something around the handles because they are just like perfectly patinaed. And even, you know, most of that red glazing has kind of worn down, but it's all such an even, beautiful color. And it's even almost lighter than this part right here. So that lets me know that someone was not holding this with their natural oils and lotions on their hand, that they had to have it either covered or they didn't carry it much. Because even this part is darker and this doesn't even get touched. So I feel like the sun or the natural light kind of changed that color. And then I don't know how they took care of it, but they did a great job. So if you can believe, oh, let me show you the inside before we get into what's actually inside. Because the only reason I went with this one and not the other one actually looked to be in better condition, but they had a big ink stain inside. And this one was perfect. This one is perfect on the inside, even the pocket. So this is the bag. The corners and the edges are even in excellent condition. Yeah, I'm very, very, very happy about this one. While they didn't come back in style the way I thought they would, the past 2 years or so, Pharrell did bring them into the men's line really strong this past year. So I feel like with competition coming from the men's side now, it may spark something on the women's side to go back to carrying the Speedy and getting use out of the Speedy because of course it's one of their staple classics. We've seen the campaigns now that have LeBron James, but also Rihanna carrying Pharrell's version, his leather version. And I know the prices on that are so crazy. And I feel like it's funny that he made a leather version that looks like the canvas version because it just reinforces the fact that you can use what you already have since it's the same look. So I think now we will probably start to see a little bit of an increase in people wearing the Speedy and getting use out of her. So let me show you what's in her today. Since I do want to film for you guys the thrifting adventures, I am bringing my DJI Pocket 3 carrying case, which has all of the equipment that I need for this particular camera. And then I have this lovely pouch that I carry whenever I'm going on date night or any daytime activities. It's pretty much my go-to. It's like my emergency pack. So inside, it's like no matter what bag I'm taking, I carry Tylenol. I tend to get headaches a lot, unfortunately. And so I never want to be to the point where I'm going to have to come home or make a stop. I always have some Tylenol in my bag. I have my chapstick. This is Burt's Bees Red Dahlia. Oh, yeah. I smashed it last time, but that's the color and it goes on with just like a light clear tint. I have my Revlon Volcanic Rock that absorbs oils for whenever I do have makeup and I'm out and about. Since I don't like to cake it on, I just rather try to absorb all the oils from my oily skin. I have a little Listerine pack for fresh breath in a tiny little package. I have my native deodorant because you never know when you need to reapply in this Texas heat. Even though it's cold right now, you just never know. So it stays in there. I have my Byredo hand cream and a little feminine item and my Byredo sample of Vanille Antique. It just happened to be in there. I honestly forgot about this in there, but I usually bring along a perfume in a travel size. So that's in there for emergencies, I guess, because I didn't even know it was in there. And then I usually put my lip of the evening or lip of the day in here too, but because this bag is so big, I have plenty of room. So I'm actually bringing a second pouch And in here, which I only really packed this so I wouldn't lose all the small items. So my lip of the day, the one that you see in this video, is this MAC Vino lip pencil. I have a Revlon Sassy Mauve lipstick, and this is like a satin kind of color. It's not matte, but I do put a mattifying lip color over it. And that's this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. It's the one that was all the rage years ago, and I still swear by this because it just keeps my lipstick on. And no matter what, if I put a gloss or anything over it, it still does great. So this is color Budapest. And since I did want a little bit of a shimmer today, I have a gloss. This is Wet n Wild's Mega Slicks. So these are only like $3 at the drugstore, but I wanted a little bit of a gloss and a tint. So I got this to put over it in the final look. And then, like I said, I usually have a perfume. So I think this is my Tom Ford. Yeah, definitely my Tom Ford Cafe Rose. So Cafe Rose or Rose Cafe? I say it different every time. And then when I have my designer bags, I like the wet ones better than actual hand sanitizer that's in the liquid form, because if it spills, that's going to definitely mess up your bag. So I carry these tissues because it's cold right now. My nose is always running. And my little card holder. That's why I put it all in here, because I would lose this in the bag itself. So if I needed to buy something, it'd be forever. Just having not that much stuff, but it all laid out in the bag. Yeah, that's taking forever. So I have that. I have my phone charger. I have this is the little container for my gums. So I buy the big one at the store by the checkout counter, but I got this in Vegas and I just thought it was so cute. So I refill it all the time, but it's tiny enough to go in all my little date night bags too. I have my Chanel mirror. You never know when you need a little checkup, and you want to do that in style, of course. Oh, of course, I'll have my phone and my keys, and I am good to go. And there you go. So I'm gonna get ready. Nelson is taking the kids to my parents' house so that we can go thrifting and they can have some fun time. We need to look for all kind of stuff for them. They've just been growing like crazy. So I'm gonna look for school clothes for them and probably some other winter type clothing for them. Like I said, they've been growing. So it's just, they are constantly needing stuff, and there's 4. So thrifting is best for that. I have to go with something in mind to like attract that, or else I'm just gonna go and just see either a bunch of stuff I want or nothing that I want. But if I have something in mind, I can get something close to what I actually want or need. So for the kids, school clothes, warm clothes, and for myself, cognac colored top and a chunky striped sweater. So let's see if I can get that done. If not, I'm sure I'll find something else that I like, but that's the goal. What else? Oh, and something else I've been looking at are these glasses, like drinking glasses. Let me see if I can find the name of them. I was just telling my brother about these, and as soon as I saw some and I was like, wow, those are so nice, in a restaurant, and I was trying to go and find some like on Amazon, I was actually shocked by how expensive they were. They're basically the same price on Amazon as they would be like in Neiman Marcus or something. So let me see if I can find. They're like old-fashioned glasses, so like something like this. You see that? If I can find these, last time I found like a few sets that had like 2 together, maybe 3, but never 4. So I'm trying to see if I can find like a whole set. And squat.